Welcome to Dear Feet. I'm Jess.
And I'm Renee.
And we're the Deerfoot Sisters.
We are.
This week, we're back.
We are the Deerfoot Sisters.
Dear Feet. That's the name of our podcast.
Why is it even called a podcast anyway?
I don't know.
Are we casting from a pod? 2 peas inside a pod.
Podcast.
Oh, we should have called this podcast 2 peas in a podcast. Don't take that. That's ours. That's going to be for our spin-off show.
Yeah, that's when we could talk about science.
Honestly, it's probably already exists because anytime I think I have an original idea, it's like an app and I text Joe, I thought of this cool app, and he's like, already exists, and just sends me links, and I'm like, no good ideas are left.
Okay, now, I don't know, I think we should restart.
Okay, why?
Because I changed the mode, but it's like I can hear everything Tim's doing. Okay, we're definitely back now. Sorry for any of the glitches. Bitches be glitching.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool. We're about to have a glitch in Thanksgiving.
It's so stupid, but it makes me
Oh my god, we also have to talk about trivia. We can talk about that later.
Wait, no, just talk about it now, because we'll probably forget.
Okay, so last night we went to trivia, as is the custom on Tuesdays. And it's the week of Thanksgiving, so you guys will be listening to this on Thanksgiving, if you're true fans. If not, maybe you'll wait till Friday or something. But anyway, we were, there were some questions, like, about Thanksgiving. Like, one of the answers was, like, a turducken. So then we were, like, having questions about TV and sports. And it was a question, like, who was the first NFL player to host Saturday Night Live or something? And it was, like, in the 70s.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom, who was it? You're the only person who was alive in the 70s. Like, just think of any famous, like, person you know of. And she's like, I don't know. So I'm like,
so
think of it.
She doesn't know. So
then finally, after,
the whole
right at
round.
the very end, before we turn in the slip, she's like, just put, like, Fran.
And you're like, Fran
Turkington. And I'm like, Fran Turkington? I was like, are you serious? Did you just make that up for Thanksgiving? And it actually was Fran Tarkenton. We were cracking up because I literally thought she just made up a Fran Turkington.
Yeah, Renee
like a
wrote
turkey.
Turkington, Turkington. And then she showed it to me, and I was like, what?
We're like, sure, Fran Turkington.
Okay. And then I was like, that's so funny. And if it happens to be right, that would be hilarious. But if it's not right, it's just so weird that she was like, Turkington.
And I was like, of all, like, names to randomly pick for a man, why would you pick Fran? But, like, apparently that was his name, so good one on Mom.
Yeah, just put Fran.
She's like, I don't know, Fran Turkington? I was like, are you making that up? She's like, maybe. I was like, okay. It's not even like she was like, no, I think that's his name. So anyway, there's a little bit of trivia for you. I think that was the question. First NFL player to host Saturday Night Live. Maybe not.
Yeah. So I think it actually might have been the first professional athlete, and it happened to be a good NFL quarterback or something.
Oh, could have been. I don't remember.
But anyway, I thought you were going to tell them about how we tied for first place. Mm-hmm. So then we had a tiebreaker question, which was, in inches, what is the combined height of Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence? We guessed 139 inches. And the other team also guessed 139 inches. So then we had to go into a second round tiebreaker,
yep.
Which was, how many miles is it from, was it LA
Los Angeles to Honolulu.
Yeah. And we
As
said
the crow
3,000. The other group said 2,400, and it was like 2,550 or something.
Yeah, so they won. But it was still fun.
Yep. Anyway.
Good times.
So this week we're going to talk about weight loss, food issues, etc.
Issues, as some people say. So obviously we talk a little bit about our WW journeys, like on our little segment each week. But this week we decided to go a little more in depth with it because we've struggled with food issues our whole lives, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm like a yo-yoer in my weight, so I go up and down. Jess has had significant weight loss and gains.
I mostly go up.
Well, you have to go down. Well, I guess that's not true. You could just always go up indefinitely. But you did have significant weight loss before.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about, like, your journey with weight with weight throughout your life, like starting from your childhood? Like
My infancy?
yes. You were a fat baby, lots of rolls in the thighs,
Yeah.
chubby cheeks, doomed from the start.
I've been a fatty my whole life.
No, but seriously.
Yeah, I've been overweight, like, mostly my whole life. I guess I see pictures from when I was, like, a little kid, and I wasn't really overweight then. But,
Right.
like, the majority of, like, since, like, later childhood through...
And you were active as a kid.
Yeah. I played outside, and, like, I played softball. Softball was, like, the only sport I really played, which is not really the most active of sports.
That's true.
Also, it's only one season.
True.
So, it's not like I played soccer.
Right.
Or anything that involved running. I've never been a runner. I actually don't even know how to run.
She just pulls her groin every
Every
time.
Every time I run.
Yeah.
I have to be trained.
I guess you have to take littler strides. Like maybe you push yourself too far. You wishbone your legs or
I
something.
have no idea what I do, but I know that I just can't run. That's all I know.
Yeah.
They're like, run, just run. And I'm like,
So
I
then
can't.
You started Weight Watchers when you were like 18?
19. Yeah, 18 or 19. And I had like medium success and then like not really any success. I just kept gaining weight because it's not the program. The program works if you work it.
Yeah.
I guess you could argue if you're not doing it, you're not working it, or it's not working because it should be motivating or something. But, no, then I did lose about like 50 pounds in 2012, and then I gained it back.
Yeah.
Plus,
And now that's a long time ago.
It brought friends, as they say.
Yeah.
But now I'm close to like what my starting weight was before I lost that 50 pounds.
Okay. So you ditched the friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I was like super skinny as a kid growing up, very skinny. And then like once I hit puberty, I obviously gained weight. And I always thought I was like really fat, but then looking back, like I really wasn't. I think I was more like curvy than some of my friends. Because like in middle school, you know, some people are still like very much like just like the kid body.
Yeah.
So like I think maybe I developed a little earlier. Like I had hips and like I just felt really fat, even though I really wasn't looking back. Then in high school, though, I did start to gain weight. I played a lot of active sports. I did basketball, softball, diving, and horseback riding. So horseback riding is not that. Yeah, well, the basketball obviously is very active. So I would do those sports throughout. I did them through rec, so up until 8th grade. And then in high school, I really didn't do any activity. I didn't do any sports. I gained a lot of weight. I also like went through my depression issues, so that didn't help. And we did sort of go to the gym, like very rarely. Like we did that teen center fitness thing, so we had like experience with working out, but we weren't like But then we weren't really like we didn't really work out on the regular. Like we didn't really put effort into it.
When we first started going, we were like working out regularly, but we just like were eating really badly.
Yeah, like I would literally drink like Pepsi and eat like 3 donuts at work. Like
we'd go there and then we'd go to the sawmill and get like chili cheese fries.
Yeah, and chicken fingers and all kinds of stuff. The sawmill, the windmill.
Oh yeah.
So then in high school I gained weight, and then when I graduated high school I was like 17, and I did Weight Watchers with my mom and Jess, and I lost a significant amount of weight. I probably was like around 170 and I got down to a little under 125. And I maintained that for a while. Throughout my first year away at school, I pretty much stayed the same. I didn't really have like the freshman 15 because I never had restrictions on food in the first place. So I maintained it for a long time. I would kind of then fluctuate between like 130 and 140. That was kind of my like home base until I was probably around 23. And then I started gaining weight again. And now I'm almost 30 and I'm back at like 180 pounds. So it's a lot when you're used to like 130 pounds. And I used to always think to myself, oh yeah, my adult weight is like 130 pounds. It's like what I was most of my adult life. But now I'm like, actually, I've been an adult for a pretty long time, so that's not really true anymore. Like a lot of my adult life I've been heavier. But it is a lot harder losing weight now, even being 29 versus 19. Like it's so much harder, I feel like. Even when I do Weight Watchers really well, on the old program, or just when I was younger, I could maybe lose 4 or 5 pounds in a week. Now it's like if I lose 1 to 2, that's like a really successful week. So it's obviously just a lot harder.
Yeah, like people always told us that, and we're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
true.
And especially like having had maintained it for so long, I was like, oh, it's so annoying. Like, why couldn't I have just kept it up?
I kept telling Renee, like, just make 135 like your goal weight, because then you could just maintain it, and that's like seems like more what you've been maintaining for years. And she's like, no, I want to be 125, and I'm like, okay.
But then of course when I was 125, people were like, you look sick, you're too skinny, and I'm like, ugh. Or like
people thought you had like anorexia or something.
And then like when I was away at school, since I like went out to college, I was really thin. I was like a little over 120 pounds, and people would like always say to me like, oh, you don't have to do Weight Watchers, you don't have to watch what you eat. And I'm like, actually I do. Like I lost 50 pounds. Like you don't know anything about me. I was like, you know, so I think it would be like a lot of the girls, it was like a jealousy thing. Like, ugh, you can just eat whatever you want. And I was like, no, I actually can. Like I worked really hard to lose weight, and like it's still a struggle for me every day. I'm not just like someone who's been thin her whole life, you know. So yeah, it was interesting. That was just like an interesting sort of dynamic when like people tell you what you have to do to lose weight or not, and I'm like, you literally don't even know me.
Yeah,
like,
true.
I'm like, do you want to see a picture of me 50 pounds, and which only took me about 8 months to lose the weight. So like it wasn't like it was that long before.
That much weight. You weren't 170 when you started Weight Watchers.
Probably was, yeah.
No, you were like 155. Because
No.
I remember you didn't even lose like 40 pounds officially, but you had lost weight because you had lost weight before that.
Oh, because I lost before
probably
I
your
joined.
heaviest was like in like sophomore year or something.
No, it was even senior year, whatever, my last year, because remember in those fat pictures I'm blonde, and that's when I was blonde, was when I was 17. So it was like my last year of high school. I was pretty big. It's probably like 175, I would say.
I mean, you have the records. You can look on your Weight Watchers.
No, but I'm saying if you said I lost weight before I went back to Weight Watchers, I didn't start Weight Watchers until I was 17.
Yeah, I think
so I could have lost some weight and then gone to actually officially weigh in and been less. But it doesn't really matter. Whatever it was, 40 pounds, even 35 pounds, it's still significant when you only weigh 175. So it was a lot. It was still hard work. But yeah, it took about 6 to 8 months, I would say, the first time around. And when I think about it like that, like if I think, okay, in 6 months I could be 130 pounds, it's like, oh, cool. But then it's like, obviously it's different now, so I probably can't.
Plus, when you're younger, like your skin is more elastic, so it's like if you lose weight too quickly, I mean, unfortunately, as you get older, it's like it doesn't matter. You're gonna have saggy skin regardless.
Yeah, luckily I feel like my skin is still pretty pretty good. I feel like, but you know, it's hard to say until I lose a lot of weight, I guess, or if I do.
Because it's really gross. Like I feel like it's grosser than being fat.
Yeah, but I mean, you could, I guess, have surgery or something to remove it. But it's like it's not only about the looks; it's about the health too.
Yeah, I know.
Like when I get like winded tying my shoes, I'm like, this needs to change. Like this is not okay. Because it's just embarrassing and like it's just so uncomfortable when you're like walking next to someone upstairs and you're like trying to hold your breath because you're like, I don't want them to know I'm dying internally. But this is like so embarrassing. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's good to get in shape.
Yeah, and it just feels so much better when you feel strong, you know, where you don't feel like, oh my god, I have to lay down after, 2 minutes of walking, or my feet are killing me at the end of every day. Like, it just feels a lot better. Reggie, get out of here.
If your feet hurt at the end of the day, you should get Crocs, because
I have Crocs.
It's like walking on clouds.
It's like walking on crocodiles. So scaly. Anyway, so next up came what? People without food issues, they just don't understand. How do you feel about that?
You're really bad at leading the episodes.
Oh, well, sorry. You weren't doing anything.
I know. I'm just really tired. I was letting you. But, like, you should do it in a natural way. Like, you should look at what's coming up next, and then you should just naturally lead the conversation that way. You shouldn't be like, what's next? Okay, this topic. I'm a robot.
Okay.
Wait, side note.
Sometimes you have issues with people because they're mean. You can also have issues with food. Let's talk about those. Jess?
Anyway, no, I wanted to bring up a side note about something I have an issue with.
Is it about Baby Zoe? Oh, no.
What is your problem?
Nothing.
I love Baby Zoe a lot.
I know.
Deal with it.
A lot. She's like, oh my god, she moved her finger. It's so cute. And I'm like, this is like a regular thing. Like, that wasn't like...
But it's so
like,
cute.
oh my god,
she's
so
cute.
She breathed air through her nose. It's so cute!
Like, everything she does is so cute.
Like, she's not even, like, doing anything particularly cute. She's just, like, existing in the natural baby sphere.
It's just like whenever she moves, it's like cute.
Just like when you recognize that she's alive, it's cute.
Like today, it was really cute actually, because she was leaning on me to go to sleep, and her face was facing me, and she kept like smiling as she was going to sleep, and it was just like her smile is too cute.
Yeah, I love little baby smiles with no teeth. They're so cute.
She's so precious.
Anyway, so what was your something that bothered you?
Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of things about this Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda.
Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that's cute. But then I realize how much I really hate Star Wars. Tim's giving me... But I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, oh, that's really cute. But then I'm like, ugh, I just really hate Star Wars.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know why I hate it
Are you
so
like
much.
a nonconformist? Like, do you actually hate it, or do you just like want to hate it?
I don't know. I think I just really am not that into sci-fi, and I feel like, why are people so obsessed with it?
Because it's interesting. I think it's kind of like the same with the fantasy realm. Like, there's so many possibilities. Like, there's such an in-depth canon. Like, there's so much to it, you know?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's pretty cool. And space travel's cool. And there's, like, cool fights and freaky aliens.
Fights.
Yeah, fights.
I'll watch it, but if it's not amazing, like, it's just gonna really, like, support my opinion that it sucks.
So you're going to watch it knowing that you have a confirmation bias and looking for it. Interesting.
No, I'm just saying, I feel
Or, like, why can't you just, like, not enjoy Star Wars but, like, not talk about it?
Because I don't like people who think it's so great. It annoys me.
Because
they're conformist bitches.
Why? That's so weird. Like, just let people like what they like.
But do they really like it? Like,
probably.
I just think they're full of it.
They probably like it.
Like, when people say they like Wally, I'm like, okay.
Speaking of Wally, we have a new pet. His name's Wally, and he's a squirrel who lives in our wall. And he has successfully chewed his way through the wall and made a little hole behind the stove. And so we said to the super, hey, there's a squirrel in our wall, and he chewed his way out, and he's trying to escape. And he came by and put a plywood board over it. So there you go. They say they're calling an exterminator, but we shall see. So now Wally is working very diligently to scratch away and chew away at the plywood so he can be free once again. Yes. He lives right in the little alcove by the stove, the little piece of random wall that's there. You can hear him at night. He's very noisy. And Tim and him made eye contact, and he said his name was Wally, and then he left.
Did he look dead inside?
Well, he's a squirrel, so probably. He's got beady eyes.
I love squirrels.
Do you, though?
Oh, so Zoe was wearing this dark gray onesie today, and
I saw.
Her mom was like, doesn't it make her eyes look especially gray? And it did.
That's a really interesting story. Do my eyes look blue today in this shirt again?
They look black from this angle because you're backlit.
My soul. Just like Wally. Anyway,
Finn has really dark eyes, and they look almost black, but he gets, like, really offended when you say that his eyes are black.
When he was little, he said they were black. He's like, I have black eyes.
But then I said it, and I was like, oh, they're black, like your soul, and he, like, got really upset, and I was like, oh.
It's because he doesn't have a soul, because he's a robot. He actually gets really mad when we say that, too. So we can't say it anymore.
He's very sensitive about his soul.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a human person, I'm not a robot. We're like, okay, we just programmed you to think that. He's like, and he gets really mad at us. He's like, don't say that. We're like, okay, fine, we won't.
Like, a robot would say that.
Like, what a robot thing to say. Such a robe. Anyway, so when it comes to food issues, Jess, what are some that you've dealt with that other people have a hard time reconciling or understanding?
I mean, there's some people that are just like, why can't you just...
They're like, just eat less.
Yourself. Just eat to fuel. Just think of food as fuel. And you're like, okay.
And you're like...
I think of food as pleasure.
Yeah, when they're like, just eat 1 plain grilled chicken breast and a teaspoon of olive oil every day until you lose the weight. And I'm like, what? I'm trying to live my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to just eat, like, first of all, I love chicken, and I would eat chicken every day as a meal. But that's not all I want. Sometimes I want something salty or something sweet. Particularly sweet, because I have a really, really, really bad sweet tooth.
It's so weird to me when people are like, I wouldn't want to eat chicken every day. I'm like, why not? Chicken's great.
And very versatile.
I love chicken.
I love rotisserie chicken. I have it for a snack sometimes on my drive home. I just grab it with my hands and eat it in the car.
Remember that guy Freddie that we met? Not your Freddie, the one that you introduced me to at the bar at Nicole's Bachelorette.
Yeah, I remember him.
His nickname was Freddie Chicken because he loved rotisserie chicken so much.
That was his nickname, Freddie Chicken? That's like a really long nickname.
No. I think it was... No, actually, I think they would call rotisserie chickens Freddie Chickens.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I think it was. I don't know if they called them Freddie Chicken. I think
rotisserie chicken is
I'm going to
honestly
go get a Freddie
like
chicken.
a perfect food. It's so good.
It's so good.
I saw a thing on Facebook once that's like, one day he'll see me eating a rotisserie chicken with my bare hands in my car in the parking lot, and he'll think to himself, yep, she's the one. And I'm like, this is literally me. Like, who wrote this? My kindred spirit is out there somewhere just gnawing away at rotisserie chicken in her car as a snack. Because it's so good. It's really good.
It really is.
It's delicious.
Oh, man.
And the best of all the poultries by far.
I don't know. I really like turkey, too.
Do you? Because you, like, never eat turkey. Let's talk about how often people eat turkey.
What do you mean I never eat turkey?
I feel like you eat turkey on Thanksgiving, and that's it.
First of all, the last time when we went to Holiday in the Park at Six Flags, I got the turkey dinner.
And you didn't like it. Oh, you didn't like the turkey leg.
Oh, yeah. I got the turkey leg once. I didn't like it.
Well, there you go.
But that's because it was, like, really, really dry.
Oh, that makes sense.
And dark meat should be more moist.
Yeah.
But I eat turkey, like, I don't like really turkey cold cuts are okay. Like, I don't love those. But, I mean, like, I eat turkey whenever it's served, pretty much. There's a few
Thanksgiving.
Sometimes Nana will make it. But, yeah, you don't have it as much because it kind of takes a lot to make that big bird.
You can buy turkey London broil at ShopRite. That's what they call it. And it's just, like, sliced turkey breast.
I've had turkey from the diner. I've gotten a turkey dinner there before.
Interesting. Have you ever had deep fried turkey?
No, but it does sound good.
Deep fried is good. But, like, I wonder how you...
Excuse me.
I guess, yeah. Because it's not like you could eat it like chicken where you, like... Or do they carve it first? Or do they deep fry the whole turkey?
Oh, I don't know.
Me neither. Interesting. But...
Yeah, chickens are easier to eat that way because their legs aren't as big.
Yeah, they're much smaller. Much smaller birds.
I guess you could eat a dwarfed turkey, but it might taste like a chicken.
I probably wouldn't.
Why not? They taste similar.
I don't know, not that similar. Like, do you think ducks taste like chickens? They're
No,
like the
I
same
think
size.
duck's gross.
I know, you think that. Duck's okay. I like duck, like, once in a while, but I'm not going to have it,
I
like,
thought you were going to say, I like duckling.
Tim just texted that they deep fry the whole turkey. So now we know.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the update, Tim.
Do you think it's weird when people eat turkey on Christmas?
Yes, I think it's really weird. I don't understand. You just had turkey on Thanksgiving.
Which was a month before.
Yeah, but I just feel like, what, at every holiday you have turkey? Like, are you going to have turkey at 4th of July and, like, turkey on your birthday?
I mean, it actually sounds good to me because I like turkey.
You want to have a 4th of July turkey?
Yeah.
You're, like, grilling a whole big turkey just on the grill next to the hamburgers and hot dogs. This is, like, a giant bird.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I think the reason people don't eat it in the summer is because you usually make it in the oven, and people tend to not like to cook from their ovens in the summer because it's hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Tim pointed at me and nodded.
So much validation.
Vindicated. Can you pass me the drink?
Another text. Also, that's why there's so many explosions. People mismeasure the amount of oil, overfill the pot, and then the oil overflows into the flame, and kaboom.
Ooh.
Yeah. You want me to pass you the soda?
Yes, please.
Did they get cherry yet? The guy said, like, a few days. And he said that he likes cherry Coke. And I was like, oh, they actually have cherry Coke here because, like, I asked for them to get it because they used to have disgusting Mountain Dew. And then he laughed. And I was like, I'm not kidding. But also, like, they're always running out of cherry. I'm like, can you guys order, like, a backup? But why are you always running out? Like, probably, like, once a month they run out of cherry Coke.
I guess.
And I don't get it. I'm like, I get it if, like, you run out and then you can refill it right away. But, like, why every time you run out, you have to wait days to refill it? Like, it's not very good. They need a better inventory stock.
I guess true. They haven't gotten, like, smart enough. But maybe it's, like, they happen to use it more than their others. So, like,
Yeah.
Maybe it's like in a shipment they use 2 of the other ones, but they'd really might use like 2.5 cherry Cokes.
And that made me feel better because at first when we like made them switch or, you know, asked them to switch and they brought in the cherry Coke, I was like, oh my God, like what if no one else drinks this? But then considering how frequently it runs out, I'm like, okay, I might get a cherry Coke every day or like most days, but like I definitely didn't use up the entire thing of syrup in like 3 weeks. So
but
obviously
you don't get a whole thing of cherry Coke.
No, I just get a little splash.
Yeah,
so it would
I
take
probably
years
get like
probably for
a
me to use
10th
it.
of my cup is cherry Coke.
Yeah. Just for the flavor.
Yeah. So, yeah, like some people, I mean, I don't know. It's just like people, yeah, they just say stuff like just eat less or just don't do that. But when you have issues with food, it's like it's not simple.
So in Weight Watchers, that's why it's so nice to talk to people because they really like understand.
Yeah.
Like when other people would just be like, well, why don't you just not bring that in the house? And you're like, because it was on sale, you know, or like whatever.
Why don't you just not take that cake out of the garbage?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like people at Weight Watchers actually understand the urge when you throw something in the garbage to then be like, oh, should I take that out? Did you watch Insatiable this season?
Yes, but I don't know if I finished. I think I'm on the last episode or like second to last.
We didn't finish either, but did you see the part where she eats out of the garbage?
Yeah.
And she had also put soap all over the food. So
yeah, I don't know if I saw that. I feel like I did, though.
Well, it was like at the beauty pageant.
Oh,
She put soap all over the cakes and threw them out. Or pastries. They were just like Danishes.
Yeah.
But then she like still went back and ate them. And I'm like, yeah, that is definitely some major food issues. That show's really goofy.
Yeah.
But it's like about a girl who was really overweight and then she got in a fight and had her jaw wired shut, so then she like lost a ton of weight, and then now everyone's like, oh, she's so beautiful and all this other stuff. So she's struggling with her weight and like trying to be a beauty queen, and then there's all kinds of other nonsense that happens.
She keeps murdering people,
keeps killing people accidentally, sort of. Like, so whatever. Yeah, but that's an interesting take. But at least like that part was really sad. I was like, wow, that's so sad, and like definitely actually relatable for people.
Yeah,
who've probably gone through that. Because it's like, we even say Weight Watchers, like when you when you see something's bad for you and you're going to throw it in the garbage, you can't just throw like a cake in its wrapper in the garbage. Like you have to open it and like smush it into the garbage.
Yeah.
Or like in This Is 40 when she like runs his cupcakes like under the sink, but then he like still eats them too. But I'm like, yeah, it was just water, but like why would you want to eat a wet cupcake? That sounds gross.
If you really want a cupcake.
I prefer my cupcakes drenched.
Pre-digested is what I call them.
Gross. And then I think, yeah, that's why going to, like, the WW workshops is really helpful because it's like a judgment-free zone and the people really get it. Because when you talk to other people about food issues, sometimes they really don't understand, like, and it's hard because it's like, it just comes across as you being, like, lazy or unmotivated, but it's really like, no, there's definitely, like, some kind of issue, probably deeper seated than that, I would think.
Well, it's so multifaceted, like, there's so much more research, like, there's so much about genetics that people don't understand. Like, sure, we've mapped the human genome, but like they still don't know what every single gene necessarily does or what every single one is and stuff like that. So I think
I read an
there's
article,
more stuff uncovered, they think they are coming to realize that there are more like genetic factors that have to do with like how much, like how you metabolize food and like which would lead to like how much fat you're producing, and then also how easy or difficult it would be for you to be able to lose weight.
Right.
So anyway, it's tough, but also what was I gonna say? Oh, like I remember I dated this guy like, or we like met like years ago, and he was just like basically saying like, oh, like he was like, being fat for a girl is like being short for a man. It's like the most unattractive quality.
Interesting.
Basically.
I don't know that I would say short is more unattractive for men than other qualities, but
physically though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
how short? Like,
no, I guess also he was kind of saying it's like one of the things, not necessarily the most unattractive, like. Sure,
maybe like one of the
could be really tall and hideously ugly, like whatever. Yeah. But I think it meant more like a deal breaker. So he was like, you could be really, really pretty, but if you're fat, it's a deal breaker. And
which is
like
always weird to me because
and it's probably true for men. Like if the man's really handsome and stuff and has a lot of good qualities, but he's 5 foot. Yeah. Like, would you really date him? Probably not.
I mean, maybe. It depends, I think. I've dated short guys. Like, I've never cared too much
You've
about
never
that.
dated someone who was shorter than you?
Well, I'm pretty short, but it's like, I don't think I would rule it out.
Yeah, but 5 foot is shorter than you.
Yeah, that's
you probably
really
would,
short.
Though. You probably would not date that person.
Maybe. I don't know. I've dated guys who are shorter than me in heels.
So then he was like, basically saying, like, so you should really just, like, lose the weight because that'll make you much more attractive. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, it's really not that simple.
Yeah. And it's interesting to me, though, that is kind of the way men think, if that's true. Like, obviously, it's a generalization. But I've always thought it's so much more important, the appearance, like face and stuff, because your weight can change. So even if you're thin, you could become heavier. And if you're heavy, you could become more thin. So, you know, like that is one that's pretty easy to change. It's not like it's easy to change, but it's something you do have control and the ability to change without surgery necessarily or other options. True. But like if your face is ugly or hideous, you really don't have a lot of options for how to change that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know, and if your personality's hideous, well then, that's just how it is.
You can change that, though.
You could maybe do some like intensive therapy.
I don't know. I mean...
or like a near-death experience or something.
Or just normal therapy. I mean, people can change.
They can, that's true. But it's hard, for sure.
All right, so...
Oh, by the way, I was going to say one more thing, too. I read an article not too long ago that was talking about how people our age, we also have, like, a different, like, microbial makeup in our stomachs, like our gut bacteria, that actually makes it harder for, like, our generation to lose weight. So our parents, it was easier for them to lose weight than us. So it's like another thing damning millennials.
Oh, because of like the processed
just like whatever it is about our particular bacteria in our gut, it just makes it harder to lose weight.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I was like, that's interesting. It's like, you don't want to use those as excuses, but it's always just interesting to be like, oh, okay, so, and especially when there is like a health issue or a genetic disposition, like, I think it's empowering because sometimes people do try really hard and they might diet and they might exercise and that might not get them the outcome they're looking for. And it's so easy to just feel like such a failure in that regard. Yeah. But if there is something else, then you could be like, oh, no, actually, like this particular enzyme or this particular, you know, gene mutation or whatever is the reason why I'm struggling with this. And it's not just like me being a failure or me being lazy or me being unmotivated. Like, you know, so it's interesting. And you can be healthy and overweight.
True.
So, you know, I think it's kind of like anything that's like an addiction, if it's having adverse effects on your life, it's problematic. But you could be considered overweight or even obese, some people, based on like BMI, and not have any adverse health risks. Now, it might affect their life in other ways. Like, it is generally harder for people to get the same opportunities when they're overweight. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of stigma around that in our society now. So I think it's definitely, you get more opportunities afforded to you if you are a thinner person or a more fit person. But as far as health goes, just being overweight doesn't necessarily mean you have negative health outcomes. It's obviously a risk factor, but it's not always the case.
True.
So,
all right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll see you in a moment.
Okay, bye.
This week's podcast is brought to you by the Beefy Boys. Just three cool dudes hanging out, talking about sports, video games, music, and whatever else they feel like. Find them at their website, www.beefyboys.com. Also, where you find your other podcasts, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, you know, all the regulars. The Beefy Boys, the best show on planet Earth.
Okay, we're back.
Welcome
we are back. So, we're back.
Look at this hat.
I'm going to watch that.
It's like a little stuffed turkey knit hat.
Cute.
It's funny. Very
so, you brought up, or blah, 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 we talked about turkey, and that reminds me of Thanksgiving. Actually, it reminds me of Christmas. No, I'm just kidding.
Reminds me of 4th of July.
Nerd.
Thanks.
You're so cute when you say something funny, and then you make that, like, expectant face.
You say cute, but usually you just say it's stupid. So make up your mind.
I mean, it just makes me chuckle.
Why? Because I know that what I said was funny and I'm waiting for the affirmation of laughter?
I think it's because you're so muppety.
Oh my god.
And it's like very puppety lips when you do it.
Muppety or puppety? Do Muppets even have lips?
Well, you know, like if this
No.
was the lips and they were like folding like.
You just like made a cat paw at me. Like, you know how they... I'm like, no, that looks
Speaking of,
nothing
we
like
saw a trailer
lips.
for cats.
I don't think Muppets have 4 lips on top and one on the bottom that close like a little claw. It's very creepy.
Have you ever even seen the Muppets?
That's like Zoidberg or something from Futurama. Very weird.
We saw a preview, another trailer for Cats, and it looks amazing. And I did not realize this when I saw the first trailers, but like, they don't have like any like paws or like anything like CGI on their hands. They just have their hands. It's just like amazing.
And speaking of CGI, there is a CGI dog in a preview that we saw for Call of the Wild.
Yeah, that looks so
which
stupid.
looks interesting.
The movie would be good if they just used a regular dog. Like, why
It's
did they?
weird. Or like CGI people. Like, why regular people and CGI animals? It's just weird.
Because they're trying to make
Although,
it look
remember
real.
that CGI baby in Twilight? And that's probably the worst CGI crime of all time. Like, just get a real baby. That's really weird.
And then I saw something that was like funny tweets from women this week or something. And the one was like, all I want for Christmas is to be able to see cats without the CGI. Just imagine James Corden with a bunch of little green balls all over himself, licking his own hands.
Well, I'm sure if we get the DVD or Blu-ray, whatever, you can get the special features, behind-the-scenes looks. I'm not seeing that movie. All right, so...
If you don't see it, I will murder you.
I mean, I might see it with you just to appease you, but, like, I have no desire to see it.
What if you see it and you love it?
I won't.
So you're saying you have a confirmation bias that you're looking to appease?
Yes, because I've already seen Cats multiple times, and I don't love the
You've seen it
musical.
multiple times. I know we've had this conversation, but I think you're wrong. I think you're thinking of a different musical.
I've seen it in productions in high schools.
Oh, okay. Well, that's.
I didn't see it on Broadway multiple times. Why? It's exactly the same show.
No, it's not. It's not Broadway caliber.
I think you mean Broadway Caterpillar. I mean Broadway Caterpillar. Anyway, they're pretty good productions, but also like you purr so weird. Weird.
How do you purr?
With my tongue, not with my throat.
No, but say purr and do it. Okay.
You're like purr. That's like a Chewbacca. That's what I told Tim his team name should be for trivia. That was really, really disturbing.
Is Tim
You like did hands like you were throttling a motorcycle. You're like on your catacycle.
Yeah, that's right.
It runs on purr
It sounded
power.
like that.
That's really weird.
Is Tim coming to the Star Wars trivia? Because I was gonna wear his
Now
onesie.
he's gonna have a makeup class maybe. So I don't know.
I was gonna wear his Chewbacca onesie.
Why you hate Star Wars?
Yeah, but I mean, I still have to go. I still make a great Chewbacca noise.
That's terrible. It's like this. You're like a lady Chewbacca. Or you're a Chewbacca.
Do they have lady Chewbaccas?
They must. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think they do. They probably look like regulars. I mean, they're not. Chewbacca is just his name.
They look like. Yeah, true. They're called Wookiees, right?
No, they're called Wookiees.
Wookiees.
Not Wookiees. Wookiees.
Wookiees.
You said Walkie and Wookie. It's Wookie.
Wookiees.
Okay. Anyway, you need to watch more Star Wars and educate yourself.
I'm so ignorant.
But also, like, everyone calls Baby Yoda, and he's, like, not Yoda, so it's, like, mystery.
What's the name of him?
That species doesn't have a particular name.
What if they're called Yodas?
And his name, so that'd be like you had a baby and just named it human?
Yeah. I mean, if he's the only
I
one.
guess it's possible. Maybe. All right, anyway, so we were talking about the holidays and some of the...
Yeah, like, in weight loss, obviously, the holidays are a tough time. A lot of people, they're like, oh...
And the holiday season's like Halloween until New Year's.
Well, it really starts with Labor Day, but then again it starts with 4th of July.
It basically starts with Valentine's Day.
So between New Year's
Martin
and
Luther
Valentine's
King
Day,
Jr.
everyone's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, President's Day. That's after Valentine's Day. So yeah,
What's been your session on calendars?
Yeah.
Speaking of, Friday the 13th is happening in December, apparently.
I know.
I just saw a preview for a movie
Educate
called Black
yourself.
Christmas. I'm like, I don't look at
You're not
calendars all
really
day,
educated on calendars.
Yeah, I'm really not.
I'm really good at knowing which day of the week days are.
That's so awesome for you.
Remember how you got so impressed by that?
But you were wrong.
When?
In the one, you said it was going to be this day, but it was actually this day. And I said,
no, but the one time when it was like...
When it was March.
February and March, you were like, how do you know?
Now I know the trick, though. Okay, but anyway, moving back to
you know the trick?
this.
Okay, awkward.
We talked about it before, okay? So, at the holidays, it's challenging. And I think it's interesting because a lot of the same challenges come up. But sometimes when you think about, like, one, for example, is, oh, there's, like, all the foods that you, like, don't get to have other times of the year. But it's also like, but is that really true? Like, you could pretty much make any food you want at any time of the year. How do you feel about it?
But you just said that people only eat turkey at Thanksgiving.
Okay, but turkey isn't the thing that's making people gain weight.
But would they eat why would they eat stuffing at a random other time?
I guess you could eat stuffing with other poultries. Does it have to be with turkey? Like, you can make stovetop stuffing and eat it with whatever you want.
At La Rosa Chicken, the stuffing is so good.
Okay, so anyway, like, or I can guess, like, if you're talking about something seasonal, like, if you really love pumpkin spice lattes or something. But for the most part, like...
It's not that, though. It's more that they feel like those foods aren't good for them or, like, whatever, so they don't want to eat them all the time, but they are going to be there for that time of year. So it's like, that's the one time
they're going to be around the food. They're like, okay, I'm going to treat myself.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously having a sweet tooth, like... It's easy to overindulge in sweets, but Thanksgiving, I mean, it is only one day.
You know, traditional Thanksgiving sweets like coconut custard pie.
Yeah, what's up with that? So, at WW this week, this lady kept talking about coconut custard pie and how she's, like, really excited to eat it for Thanksgiving. And then, like, someone else in the workshop, so that was, like, the check-in lady, so she wasn't by the other people. But then, like, someone else, like, mentioned coconut custard pie, too. And I was like, is coconut custard pie a Thanksgiving food? Is it, like, turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, coconut custard pie? Because I had never heard of that before. And, like, I'm all for coconut, and I'm all for custard and pie, so that's a great dessert. That sounds delicious. But I would never think that that's, like, specifically a Thanksgiving food. Like the way you think pumpkin pie is for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because I would think coconut is for the summer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I would feel like a key lime pie and, like, a coconut custard pie, those are, like, the same times of foods.
Also, people eat, like, pecan pie.
We would always make pie and pumpkin pie. I feel like
pumpkin pie and apple pie because we make a really good apple crisp pie. Although I'm not making that this year. I just think I'm just really lazy when it comes to cooking.
Yeah, and we're not. Tim's making an apple meringue pie, which I'd never heard of. Yeah, that's what I said too. But he said it's gonna be good.
Is it gonna have actually sliced apples in it?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
Oh.
I was saying,
but I thought the meringue was the like custardy part.
No,
I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Apple meringue pie. So I was saying maybe I might make like a sweet cinnamon sugar whipped cream. Because I was like, that might just be good because people are already going to have pies there and I love whipped cream. And I was like, that might be kind of like a fun thing to bring. That's like easy to whip up. Literally. True. No pun intended. Yeah, but anyway, so other food things, like definitely there's food pushers at the holidays too. And I think sometimes it's not malicious. Like, I personally like to bake, and when I bake something, I do want people to eat it because, like, I think it's delicious and I want to share it and I, like, want them to enjoy something. But I would try to be respectful when someone's just like, oh, no thanks, you know? Because, yeah, sometimes people really do push it. I'm like, why are you, like, forcing me to eat this? Like, it's weird.
Yeah, like, they're like, just try it. You can have a little bit. It's Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and I'm like, how about just no thank you? Like, if I say no, don't, like, make me eat something.
Yeah.
And then, like, other people will be like, oh, just say you're allergic or like this. And I'm like, how about no? How about if someone just doesn't want to eat a food, you don't pressure them into eating it? Like, it's weird. Just let them, like, they're an adult. They can decide what they want to eat. Now, if they're like a little kid and you're trying to get them to try new things, that's one thing. But, like, if it's like a food they've eaten before and you're just like, oh, just try it, just try it, just try it. It's like, no thanks.
Like, our mom doesn't like sweet potatoes. And I don't know if she changed her mind about this, but...
She doesn't like the texture.
She didn't like sweet potatoes for a long time. And she's like, ugh, the freaking sweet potatoes. Every time someone makes them and they're like, but try mine. but you haven't had mine. And she's like, I don't fucking want to try. Ooh, sorry.
Well, you are cursing a lot tonight. First of all, I don't think Mom says that.
Direct quote.
Yeah, we'll ask her about that. Mom Lee, you can chime in. Let us know.
But anyway, she always... Oh, she just texted me. That's exactly what I say.
So now you're just lying to them? Just because they can't see us, you think you can just lie to the fans? They're not idiots, Jess.
They're not fans either. They're just listeners.
That's cold.
They don't even like us. What are you grateful for? They're like, not you. I was grateful when I had a break from your podcast last week.
Yeah, we took a little hiatus, a 1 week hiatus.
They know.
Well, maybe not. If they're not fans, they don't even notice when we're gone. We weren't fans last week, but absence makes the heart grow fonder, so now we're fans.
Anyway, sorry for the curse word. They say, but she would always say that. She's like, oh, people are always trying to give each other sweet potatoes, and I never like them. And I'm like, I don't care if your version has pecans or whatever.
Sesame seeds.
She really hates sesame seeds.
Yeah, I like sesame seeds. They're pretty good. Yeah, so it's definitely a problem.
Do you like tahini?
Sure.
What is that exactly? Is it a paste of sesame seeds? Oh, Tim said that's what it is. So sesame seeds have calories?
I guess if you put them in a paste, anything has calories.
Yeah, I guess because there's so many of them. Probably to make the paste. Because there's a 0 points hummus that you can make that doesn't have tahini in it.
Yeah, but sometimes it gets weird with, like, okay, so obviously on Weight Watchers there's points, and, like, some things are 0 points, but then sometimes when you calculate something, like, if you, for example, ate, like, a salad at a restaurant and it had, like, the nutrition facts, and you input that, it might come out as, like, 10 points, but in reality, if you broke down the ingredients, it would really be, like, 2 points. Because, like, the chicken and the lettuce and everything like that has calories, but they don't count on Weight Watchers. So sometimes it's, like, a little tricky. You have to kind of, like, make the right decision.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to the holidays, some of the best approaches is, like, obviously portion control is important. So trying to fill your plate, like, half with veggies at the start, and then taking time to eat slowly. And then people had suggested clearing the table as soon as you're done so that you're not just, like, picking at the food that's left over. And for desserts, I mean, I love them, but I do try to just take a little bit. And
yeah,
we some desserts we have all the time, and I'm like, I'll eat them, and I'm like, I don't even really like that. So I try to be more selective in what I take.
That's true. And then, like, with the dishes and stuff, like, just taking a smaller amount, because you might be like, your eyes could be bigger than your stomach, and
right.
Also if you eat smaller, you might feel satisfied with it, but if you had more, you might eat it just because it's good or whatever.
Yeah, and feel stuffed.
So that's some good tips.
Sometimes if they use a smaller plate, whatever.
And then if, like, you could always bring, like, a more healthful appetizer or a side dish, like bringing just, like, chopped up veggies. Like, people love a crudité. They think it's a bounce.
Yeah, and you could bring, like, maybe, like, cauliflower mashers or something if you want to have those instead of potatoes.
Yeah.
Or, like, people are super into cauliflower these days, I feel like. So.
Or even, like, shrimp cocktail is, like, pretty good. Like, something that's, like a shrimp cocktail is nice because it's, like, pretty healthy. It's, like, lower calories and stuff, but it's so fancy. So when you bring it as, like, an appetizer, so people are fancy. Like, wow, they brought shrimp cocktail. And you're like, I just want to be able to eat something that's, like, not super fatty. So when we have dinner, I'm, like, a little bit already not that hungry.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so I think, so let's talk about, let me try it. Sorry, let's, like, redo that so I can go in more naturally. So, yeah, like, feeling more full is a good way to help you on your weight loss journey. How is your weight loss journey going anyway? How was this past week? Oh, I forgot about that one.
Awkward. Okay, I was down 0.6 pounds.
And do you feel like that was reflective of your habits that week?
Not really. I have to plan better because I'm doing Purple Plan, and there's a lot of 0 point foods, but, like, you need to plan because the 0 points foods are, like, brown rice and, like, whole grain pasta, and obviously, like, lean proteins like grilled chicken and, like, shrimp.
Yeah, so it's pretty hard
like
to
that.
just,
so
like,
you
wing
can't
it.
just, like, if you wing it and you're trying to eat, like, processed foods or anything like that, it's, like, gonna have so many points, and I just don't have a lot of points, so...
Right. Yeah, so you gotta
even just, like, my coffee that I normally get, I'm like, oh, I have to start training myself to drink coffee without milk, because, like, the milk is so many points. Because I get, like, large...
points.
No, because I get, like, a large latte, so it's, like, mostly milk, so it's, like, 5 points of milk.
It's, like, over a cup of milk?
Yeah, because it's 32 ounces.
But there's ice.
I mean, it says 5 points.
Of liquids? Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, or you could try, like,
32
skim,
ounces
like,
is,
almond
like,
milk or something.
32 ounces would be 4. would be 4 cups.
Yeah.
But isn't a cup like 3 points?
I think a cup's 3 points, yeah.
So it's probably like a cup and a half or something. Or a cup and a quarter.
Yeah. Did you ever try like almond milk or something?
Oh, gross.
So that doesn't know. So that's because you drink lattes, but you could just drink like regular coffee with milk and it might be less points.
That's why I might just try to drink iced coffee or something. Or just switch to iced tea.
Yeah. And obviously not drinking alcohol is like a big thing too. It's pretty easy. It's easier to eat better when you're not drinking because when you're drinking, it's a lot of calories. And personally, when I drink, I'd only want to eat Taco Bell. So, you know, it's easy to overeat when you're drinking.
I used to always say, oh, I just don't eat because then I get drunker faster. But then by the time I'm drunk, if there's food, I just like gorge.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, yeah.
It definitely helps. Like, if you're someone
who
alcohol is a significant amount of points, and so if you're someone who drinks every day or has drinks every weekend, like obviously it's easier if you don't drink to not have to worry about those points at all.
Because you're not going to have the points in the alcohol, and you're not going to have the points associated with whatever food you're eating because you drink so much.
Right.
That's true.
Anyway, so this week at Weight Watchers, I was down 2 pounds. And I had worked pretty hard. I worked out in the mornings, but unfortunately it only lasted 1 week. I didn't work out at all this week.
1 week since you looked at me. Oh.
And it's
1 week since you hit the gym.
It's frustrating because I actually was like ready to go back to the gym on Monday, and I set my alarm and everything. I have like an alarm clock and I set it, and I remember setting it because I had to change it to 4:45 from 5:45. But it didn't go off. So then I overslept and I was like, okay, well obviously I can't go now. And then it was like hard to motivate myself to go the other days, which would have been yesterday because I don't usually go on Wednesdays. But I was like, okay. So I got a little off track this week, but I am hoping to just get right back on track.
Have you ever been home at 4:45 p.m.? Did you set it for 4:45 p.m.?
I didn't.
Because you subconsciously didn't want to go to the gym?
No, I don't think I set it for that time because I would have been home right around then, and it goes off for like an hour if you don't turn it off. I was like, maybe Reggie
favorite shirt.
This is the second time I've ever worn this shirt. So yes. Usually I just wear clothes once and throw them out.
That makes sense. Seems legit.
So
seems like something a Star
Wars
would do.
I'm down a total of 5.8 pounds. So I got a little keychain this week, which is like nice. I put it on my bag. It's just like a little blue bar. It's on my keys. I changed it out.
Is it on your bag or on your keys?
It's on my keys are on the key ring, and the key ring is attached to my bag.
Okay, but you can take it off your bag.
Yeah, I have a hook.
Okay.
So.
You made it seem like you put it directly onto your bag, so it would constantly be on your bag.
I meant I put my keys on it, so it's like the keychain, my main keychain.
You should just say I attached it to my keys.
Like there you go.
It'd make more sense.
But really, I attached my keys to it because like.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Whatever.
Regardless. So that was pretty good. It's nice to get those little things.
What it looks like.
I did. It's a little bar. It's a little like rectangular bar. It's quite skinny. It's blue, and then on the back it says 5, so you know you lost 5 pounds. And then when you hit other milestones, you can get more.
Oh, I put it in here. Yeah, I've been down 20 pounds, so I have 4 of them.
Oh, you get a 5 each time?
Yeah. So which one do you have? The blue one?
I have the blue.
Oh, yeah, it tells you on the back what they stand for. So the blue is 5, the purple is 10, the greenish, limeish, yellowish
chartreuse
is 15, and the 20 is orange.
But do you have to give those back now? They gained weight back?
No. No, I'm at like 18 pounds, so close enough to 20.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But yeah, so I like these because so they call them anchors. And it's the same thing as like in NA or AA, how you get chips.
Right.
So it's just like a physical token that you can kind of
touch.
It like you can touch it, you can look at it. It symbolizes your progress.
Right.
So it's nice. And these ones I just think they're nice because they're like they're
quite
a lot
skinny,
smaller,
so they're very small.
Because the old ones used to be like little actual charms.
Right.
So they're a little bit bulkier. So these ones are nice because like they'll line up really smoothly. So even if you had like I could lose like 100 pounds and it'd still be a lot more concise or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, condensed.
Yeah.
And then they're just like kind of cute looking.
Yeah, they're nice.
And it's not necessarily, like, it's more discreet in a way.
They're not super obvious. I mean, the chartreuse one's a little out there, but the other colors
the colors aren't always great, but, like, just in general, I think they're cool.
Yeah, they're nice to have. It's good to see the progress. So, I like that.
Yeah, so that's a cool thing to do, and, like...
Just to remind yourself.
It's nice to celebrate, like, at Weight Watchers, at WW, like, at the meetings.
The workshops.
Oh, the workshops. They do celebrate, like, each other, and everyone will clap for you, and, like...
Yeah, they always ask for, like, any victories, either scale or non-scale victories. So, like, going back to the gym, or being like, oh, I had a cookie and I really wanted to eat it and I took a bite and then I decided not to eat the rest, and everyone will be like, way to go, you know? So it's nice. It is a good feeling for sure.
And everyone will clap for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So
sometimes people also clap at movies. Like when a movie is over, sometimes people clap. And I don't really like that, but, you know, I do love movies. In fact, we saw a lot of movies.
We did, but we also forgot to talk about this, which is what I was trying to naturally lead us to.
Oh, I thought we were just skipping that.
Oh my God! Can you just let me lead the conversation?
Fine, then do it. Just do it. I'll just sit over here and
quick tangent about how much I hate Star Wars again.
And Wall-E.
Ugh.
And rabbits.
Rabbits?
You hate rabbits.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking about an old rabbit.
No, just regular rabbits. Any old rabbit. An old lease.
I actually do think rabbits are cute. Like wild rabbits. I don't like pet rabbits.
Weird. You have, like, a lot of dislikes. It's just bizarre to me.
I have a lot of really strong opinions.
It's true.
That's why I'm so unlikable.
That's true.
Tune in next week for Why I'm Single. Single Pringle, episode 12 of season 2. They
don't need to tune in. They probably already know why you're single. It's pretty obvious.
And I guess it's actually going to be episode 13.
All right, so anyway, you were leading us somewhere on this journey, Navigator?
Yeah. So we were going to talk about... Well, Renee wanted to talk about this, so I have to see what she wanted to say. But she said, let's have a section called Overheard at Weight Watchers.
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people say weird stuff at Weight Watchers.
So what's an example?
I'm trying to think, like, the lady with the dish brigade thing, you know? And the other lady was just so nasty to her, I feel like.
Yeah, but it wasn't necessarily that weird, though.
It was kind of weird because she said it like 3 times until someone heard her.
Yeah, well, one thing that was really weird. So, before Weight Watchers became WW and whatever, and this was, like, either last year, I think it was, like, 2 or 3 years ago, they had an ad that I thought was really clever. So, it was, like, a commercial, and it's, like, if you're happy and you know it, eat a snack. If you're sad and you know it, eat a snack. If you're stressed, and then, and it's, like, if you're stressed... Like,
or you're tired or something.
Stressed or tired, angry, whatever. And that was like, blah, 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 eat a snack.
Yeah.
So they had the commercial, and I was like, oh, that's clever. Because it's like kind of talking about, like, emotional eating and saying how, like, sometimes, you know, it could be, like, any emotion that, like, you might just be like, I eat when I have that emotion. But then a lot of people commented on the Weight Watchers Facebook and stuff and tweeted them that they were triggered by that commercial and that it caused them to overeat and to go off plan.
Like, because it was telling them to eat a snack? Or
because I don't know.
I thought that was weird, too. I was like, that was a cute commercial, I thought.
What do you mean? Like, I guess because they felt like it was, like, belittling their emotional eating or something?
Like,
I don't know.
Maybe, if they're
and
so
they were,
emotional.
Like, very emotional about it, and then that made them eat more. Because, like, when they're sad,
they eat.
Oh, no, wait. They're sad because they're fat, and they're fat because they eat so much. No, they're sad because they're fat.
Unhappy because they're...
No, they're sad because they're fat, and they're fat because they eat so much, and they eat so much when they're sad or something. Wasn't that what, like, Fat Bastard said? And, like, Austin Powers?
They're like, I'm unhappy because I eat, and I eat because I'm unhappy. Sad. Fat Bastard. So stupid movies. You love Austin Powers so much.
Yeah, baby. Wait, that was a really bad impression. Yeah, baby, girl.
This is still bad, but whatever.
Oh, I fell over.
Okay.
I have a student named
Another
Randy.
thing, remember when I told you how that lady, like one time I was wearing a shirt for like a 5K that we had worked at. So we volunteered at the 5K, and then they had like extra shirts, and they were really nice. They're like the Under Armour type material. Yeah, they were cute. They were women's cut. Usually a lot of the, you know, stuff you get from volunteering is like unisex or men's cut, so it's not super flattering. But these were women's cuts, so they were really flattering. And then this one lady at Weight Watchers was like, asking me about the 5K, and I was like, oh, I actually didn't run. I just, like, worked it. She's like, if you didn't run the 5K, you can't wear the shirt. And I was like, oh, I should have just been like, I'm so sorry, and taken it off and given it to her. But I was like, okay, you're like, that lady is obsessed with 5Ks. She literally loves 5Ks. She talks about 5Ks like,
I'm like, if you love him so much, why don't you marry him?
It's like, she just, like, she talks about them, like, every meeting. She's, like, always, like, doing another 5K, or, like, I don't know, but I just felt really triggered when she said that to me. I was like, I'm not trying to, like, misrepresent. It's not like I went around saying, oh, yeah, I aced this 5K. Like, I literally said, no, I just worked at it. And I feel like as someone who volunteered at the 5K, I should get a shirt. Yeah. Like, it was so mean, I feel like. I was like, you're not a supportive WW member.
Was it at the beginning of the meeting or the end?
I think it was at the end. That lady's weird, though. She's still there, too.
Because that'd be so awkward.
The meeting we go to is, like, kind of weird, I feel like.
Workshop.
Yeah. It's a really interesting group of people.
That'd be really awkward if she said it right at the beginning and then you had to sit with her for a whole, like, 35 minutes and just watch her, like,
workshop together.
Look at you and be like, I can't believe that bitch is wearing... Oh, sorry, I can't believe that person is wearing that 5K shirt she didn't even participate in.
Oh, I just popped this.
Volunteered. Raised money for breast cancer research.
That's not what it's for.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's the Live Strong Foundation. I thought, well, because it was a Mother's Day, I just kind of thought it was breast cancer.
Well, it's for cancer, other kinds of cancers too, you know. Like I just popped off my pom pom. Oops.
That's your favorite shirt. Oh no.
Actually, today I was like crumpling up a paper towel to throw, and I like accidentally grabbed this in it. So then I was like, oh. I guess I'll pull this one off too.
That's amazing. Yeah. No, don't. Just try to attach the other one.
How?
Hot glue.
Hot glue my shirt together.
I'll sew it. Eileen can do it for you.
All right. We'll see.
Right, girl?
Okay, so anyway, now...
shout out to Eileen.
Oh, so also at WW, they're doing this, like, promotion where every week for the... I don't know, for, like, a few weeks, you get, like, a sticker and there's, like, a bingo card and you can put it on... Like, there's different things, like, oh, earned a blue dot, or,
so funny.
Like, had a non-scale victory, whatever. So the first week, like, the lady just put it on any old spot she wanted. So for the first 2 weeks, the lady put my sticker on my bingo board for me. But, like, not in any sort of sensical way that would earn you a bingo. She literally put them in ways...
Where's your thing? You can probably
where not even two are in a row, including the free space. You can probably just peel the
sticker off and put them wherever.
No, it's just... I mean, it's fine because I'll get enough to get the bingo.
Well,
but
I'm going to get one this week because I only knew one.
Yes, I know. It's like, that's frustrating because you didn't even go the one time and then, like... Or, you know, you didn't have your book. You went, but you didn't have your book.
No, the first week I didn't go, but she filled it out anyway.
See? That's so frustrating. So now it's kind of like, you got bingo before me.
I don't know if she gave me a bingo sticker for it. She gave me a sticker on the other side.
It's just, I was like, why would you put these? And if you're going to put them somewhere, why wouldn't you at least put them two on the same line? Like, she put one on, like, the left-hand line and then one, like, on a different row, like, 2 lines over. I was like, what?
Oh, you know what I think it is? You know why I think she did that? Because you wore a shirt from a 5K that you didn't run.
Probably. And I was like, not eating coconut custard pie at Thanksgiving, so I'm just like, don't belong, obviously.
Like, who are you?
So anyway, that was one little pet peeve. Okay, so we should probably start to wrap. So should we move to our last topic?
That's me beatboxing.
Poppin' corn, poppin' corn, poppin' corn, poppin' corn at the movies. Pop like soda pop and popcorn. Soda pop, popcorn. It's at the movies. Poppin' at the movies. So we have a lot of movies to talk about this week. So on the last podcast, we talked about how we saw... Which movie?
I can't remember.
We talked about seeing a movie, and I was all like, did we see another movie? And then we're like, nah. But we had actually seen another movie. And the other movie that we had seen was Jojo Rabbit that we forgot to talk about.
Actually, last time did we talk about seeing Ford versus Ferrari?
No, we hadn't seen it.
So what movie was it? It was a movie we saw with Mom.
Oh, it was Last Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
We saw a preview for that today, and I was like, don't see it, it's bad. And just shushed me. I was like, I'm just telling them not to go see it, it's bad. But whatever.
Because we were talking a lot.
Yeah, and we were like, you want some popcorn? What'd you say? Anyway. So, I feel like you can talk during previews, but maybe that's just me.
The lady in front of us was like,
I was also chewing my quesadillas really loudly. And the whole time I was like, I felt really
Why were you doing that?
Not intentionally. They were just like stuffed with food. So when I bit, they were like very noisy. I don't know.
So one of the people I work with, She was saying that it should be part of pre-Cana, which pre-Cana, I think we talked about it on our Love and Marriage episode, but it's basically when you're Catholic, you do like a pre-marriage like counseling with the priest. So they just kind of help you, like, it's not like, oh, are you compatible? It's more like talk about these kinds of things that typically become issues in marriages.
Right.
Talk about before you get married so you can make sure you're on the same page. So she said that part of pre-Cana should be listening to your spouse eat. And then she's like, if you make a face like this, you probably shouldn't get married because you will murder your spouse one day.
That's so funny. I mean, obviously, I guess they didn't live together before they got married.
I mean, she's like the way he chews gum, like, and something else, and it's funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, that's gross.
So anyway,
so Jojo Rabbit, we saw that is about a little boy who his imaginary friend is Hitler. Mm-hmm. He's in Germany, like during World War II, so he's part of the Hitler Youth, and it's sad. I mean, he finds out that his mom has been like harboring a Jewish girl, and so he's kind of like, it's like a coming of age story. So he's kind of learning about maybe these ideas that I had from like the Hitler Youth, or I don't know what they called it then. They called it something else, I think. But whatever like ideas he had from his imaginary best friend Hitler are obviously going to conflict with what he's learning about firsthand experience with this girl that his mom's been keeping safe. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like weird. Like some of it is
goofy.
Yeah, there's definitely like some comedic relief and goofy parts. Like at one point Hitler's like eating a unicorn, and he says he's having unicorn for dinner, and then like later they show him like carving a unicorn head and like eating it. So it's like silly stuff like that, but it was interesting and it was good. I liked it. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, there's one part that's in the previews where the girl says to him, "You're not a Nazi, you're just a boy who wants to be in a club."
Yeah.
Which is pretty much true. And then Sam Rockwell plays like his sergeant or whatever.
Yeah, like whomever.
And that was like interesting. I mean, it was definitely, I think it's definitely worth a watch. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It's good. It's
2
not for
thumbs
kids, but it is good. Yeah, I'll give it like 2 thumbs. I thought the acting was really good. Rebel Wilson's character is weird, but Scarlett Johansson did a good job. She plays the mom. She's really good.
The first time that we saw a preview
for it,
I
just love. So
yeah, the first time we saw a preview for it, we were with Finn, and Finn was like, "Oh, I really want to see that."
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so. It's like about kids that fight in war, so I don't think that's really for you. Yeah. But it was definitely good. All right, so then our next movie that we saw was Ford versus Ferrari. I loved it. It was really good.
I thought it
was really long.
I'm
but
really
it was
mad
good.
because there's a sad part at the end that I missed because I like thought, okay, the movie's over now.
Yeah.
But then it was like probably like 8 minutes longer, and I was just like, I cannot.
Yes,
not
it's long. It's a long movie, and
it
feels its length, but it's really good. Christian Bale was amazing. I thought he did such a good job. I was like, I just want to meet the person he played. Like, I want to meet that character.
Yeah,
because he did such a great job. And Matt Damon is good. Like, I listened to like a review on NPR, and they're like, Matt Damon is Matt Damon, as he always is. Like, you kind of know what you're gonna get with him. But
I mean, I thought it was really good. Like, I thought everyone did a good job. Like, and I'm not into cars or into racing. But obviously the racing is, like, exciting.
Yeah, it's exhilarating because you're nervous. Like, and, you know, it takes place in the 60s, so they don't have the type of safety that they have today. Like, and racing is still very dangerous, but back then it was even more so because they just didn't have the right types of technology to keep drivers safe. Right. So, you know, it was, like, much more high stakes and so very nerve-wracking. Like, the whole time they're, like, racing, we're like, oh, like, biting our nails. Yeah. Like, but it was really good, and I cried a lot. I laughed. I enjoyed it through and through. I would definitely recommend. 2 thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I'd say 2 thumbs up for that one, too.
I would probably even see it again, honestly.
I was just thinking that. I was like, I might want to see it again.
Yeah, so it was a really good one. And just so sad, but so good. Next movie we saw was Knives Out.
I liked it.
It was weird. It's definitely, like, silly. I was listening to another review about that one, and they're saying it's like an Agatha Christie type whodunit with like a lot of hijinks, and there's like a lot of subterfuge and a lot of twists, but it's also comedic. It's pretty funny. Like, and it sort of makes fun of itself, I think.
Yeah.
In some regards.
It's funny.
Some of the characters are really funny. Like, the police detectives are funny. Because the one is, like, very no-nonsense. And he's always just, like, you know, something dramatic happens that, like, normally in a movie, all the other characters would just react to, like, on the same level. But this guy's just like, okay. Like, that was weird. And which is what the audience is thinking. So he was really funny. But overall, really good. There's a lot of famous people in that one. Star-studded cast.
Yeah, I liked it. I definitely didn't really see the ending coming, I guess.
It was interesting. I mean, it was like, yeah, there's a lot of like back and forth, but
yeah, because at first, like, I was kind of like, okay,
because it's really interesting because you pretty early on in the movie find out how the person died. So it's like about this guy who died at his 85th birthday party, and you find out fairly early on. So as the audience, you're not really waiting to see how he died.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, so now we're just gonna watch
the person who killed him evade. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but there's a lot more to it than that. So, and at this movie, they had it was like an early access for AMC A-listers enjoying our star status. So they had movie posters on each seat. And
A-listers get what they want.
And then, like, before the movie, they have like a little thing with the director like saying like, oh, I'm so glad you could come see the movie. And he's like, on your seats you're gonna find a poster, like, look on the back, and if your poster has a sticker, you won a prize to take it to guest services. So we're like, everyone looked at their posters, and like, we didn't have a sticker. But then the people who were sitting in the seats next to us were at the concession stand, and then they came and sat down, and like, they didn't know to look at their posters. So then after the movie, they left both their posters. So I was like, oh, well, this is right next to our seat, let's take a look. And they had the sticker, so then we got the prize. And I was like, it really is so perfect, because if the characters from this movie knew the way in which we won this prize, which was full of deceit, they would be so proud, because it's like exactly what the movie's about.
Corny.
But it was fun. So we won a cool prize. It was a mug that they show in the movie. So
yeah, it says, my house, my rules, my coffee.
Yep. So Tim's been using it.
Nice.
It's a big mug, so he had to adjust his milk to coffee ratio or cream to coffee ratio, but he's got it figured out now.
Creme de coffee?
Yeah. So,
nice.
What's your thumbs?
I would say
like 1.5.
Yeah, 1 to 1.5 up.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and I liked it. Daniel Craig's eyes are freakishly blue. He looks like a White Walker. Like, are the White Walkers are like the leader people?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the creepy blue eyes. Like, that's what his eyes look like. I'm like, that looks freaky.
But he doesn't look like a White Walker.
No, his eyes look like a White Walker's eyes. That's what I meant. Okay,
similar features.
The thing is, like, I feel
hair.
like a normal, intelligent person could just, like, figure out that's what you meant. I feel like he looks like a White Walker. His eyes are so blue. You wouldn't be like, oh, he looks like he's made of ice and a zombie. It's like, no, I'm just saying the eyes look the same.
Why can't you just say his eyes look like a White Walker's eyes?
It's just a little wordy, that's all.
It's just
all
easier.
Right, anyway.
It's more descriptive. It makes more sense.
So
then probably be like, no, because this is what Renee does. She'll be like, oh my gosh, Tim looks just like
Ray Romano.
Daniel Radcliffe. And you'd be like, what? And you're like, yeah, they have the same ear hairs. And you're like, okay.
I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, it's just because you don't see the things I see. Because my level's up here, and you're like down here. So you just don't see with the connections that I draw. Anyway, so the last movie we saw was today, and it was A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. Jess?
I liked it.
I thought it was kind of a little boring. And Tom Hanks was kind of creepy. He came across as kind of creepy.
But Mr. Rogers kind of was like that.
But I feel like with Mr. Rogers, I don't know if it's because of his voice or something.
Because it was like the way Tom Hanks was like mimicking his voice was weird.
And like I feel like he had like a lot of makeup that just like made him look creepy. I don't really know. Like he just came across as like much more not as genuine. Like I feel like Mr. Rogers, when he spoke, he sounded much more genuine.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks was like trying to sound, but it was just like syrupy sweet, and I was like, you just kind of sound like a weirdo to me. And there was a lot of it, like, so they kind of structured it as if it were an episode of Mr. Rogers. So there's a lot of him just like staring directly into the camera, and I'm just like, this is making me uncomfortable. Like, look away. But I thought it was pretty good. It was sad. There's a part where the main character's father is dying, so obviously like that brings up memories of like dealing with our own father.
Yeah.
So that was hard, but I thought it was pretty good. If you like Mr. Rogers, you'll probably enjoy it. There's some really touching parts that were very cute. But it's not really about Mr. Rogers, honestly, that much.
Yeah.
It's about other people and, like, people who he's impacted.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was, like, a real article. Probably.
Well, it said it was inspired by that article, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was.
So.
But yeah, it was, I mean, say it's worth a look. It wouldn't be my first recommendation of movies to see, because that's Ford versus Ferrari. But it's, like, it was okay. I'd probably give, like, a thumb up. Jess?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree. It was kind of slow, but I thought overall that I liked it. I'd say, like, a thumb up-ish.
Okay, cool. And then this weekend we're going to see Frozen 2, so we will let you guys know next week how we feel about that. Jess has been listening to the soundtrack, and she says it's really dark.
Well, some of the songs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean...
Anna's one song.
Yeah. That's sad. Anything else?
Real dark.
Any final thoughts from you?
I don't like it when you ask me that. It's weird.
Okay, so none?
No. Any final thoughts from you?
Just happy Thanksgiving.
Glad it's your final thought.
She was murdering me.
Of your life.
So yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
So
she had a final thought.
I have to share something.
This just in, final thought.
It's not really a final thought. I just wanted the episode to be 3 hours long.
Okay.
So my one coworker, she came in today, and one of the other teachers was like, "Hey, happy Thanksgiving, girl." And she's like, "Thanks, you too." And he's like, "I'm thankful for you." And she was like, "Hey, you got it." Like, really awkward about it.
Yeah, because she felt uncomfortable by his weird statement.
Yeah, so I've basically decided to start telling everyone that I'm thankful for them. So I went to the grocery store earlier, and the woman was like, "Have a happy Thanksgiving." And I was like, "I'm thankful for you." And she was like,
And did you say, "You got it"?
No, she just chuckled.
You got it, dude.
When I went to... That's what one of the other teachers said. She should have said. So then when I went to 7-Eleven, I said to the guy, and he was like, "Thanks."
Was it my neighbor?
No.
Like, all the guys that work at 7-Eleven are my neighbors.
Well, then I guess. Would you be my neighbor?
Well, remember when he was like, "I'm your neighbor," and I was like, "Oh." And it was, like, weird. I was like, "Oh."
But wait. So you mean the guy... Okay, when you said, "Oh, you live with that other guy," is it the guy that, like, works there now at night? Not the guy that went back to India?
No, not the husband. Did the other guy with the bump on his head?
Oh, that guy?
He lives here.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
like, do you guys
No,
all
there's
live
another guy who has, like, hair.
Is he the young guy?
I think he's
It's
Spanish.
not the super young guy. No, it's not not the Spanish guy who's
No,
brother.
not him. There's a different guy.
There's a lot of people now. I can't keep track, and I don't know anything.
I know, it used to be,
really
like,
need to
a
have
night guy
names.
and a day guy.
Yeah. No, it was like lady and Spanish guy.
During the day.
Yeah.
And then
she
ladies
was so
husband
nice.
at night.
Hello, dear. What do I say?
She's
Hello,
gone
dear.
now.
No sister today. I'm like, no.
Anyway, no, it was a different guy today, but... Okay,
Well, I know at least 2 of them live here.
Okay, that... At first I was thinking you were saying it was the husband that lived.
No. It's
I
the
thought he
tall
went back
guy.
to India.
But I don't
That's
know
what
if
he
they
told
live
me.
together or they just both live in apartments here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, it's kind of weird.
Well, anyway.
This is convenient. It's very close to work.
At a convenience store.
There you go.
But anyway, so I started saying that to everybody.
That's
And
nice.
seeing how it goes.
But I really am thankful for a lot of people. You know, I would think I would say that sincerely to most of my coworkers.
Yeah, and then we did this activity where they all, where she had them, as they're due now, write down 3 things they were thankful for and why, and then they, like, got in little groups and shared, and then they, like, all shared, like, with the class, either something they said or something, like, that they heard.
Mm.
And a lot of them were thankful for her. No one was thankful for me. And I was like, thanks, people.
Yeah.
No, she's just, like, honestly, she's, like, I want to say that probably 3/4 of the kids in that school, literally, she's their favorite teacher.
You should, like, write, you know how that guy at my school won that grant for, like, being a good teacher? They're, like, don't really explain how you can nominate people, but maybe you could, like, write to them and be like, this is an amazing teacher. And then she could get $25,000.
Yeah, but didn't he do, like, some really amazing stuff?
No?
Oh. Okay. Well, no, she's, like, I mean,
like,
like,
maybe, but nothing, like, ground shattering.
she's, like, a fine teacher of, like, the subject. It's more like, yeah, the connection she makes with those kids. And, like...
Well, that's really what's important.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, it's really amazing. Like, they love her. And she's their favorite. And, like, every student that's ever had her wants to come back and just, like, talk to her. They, like, really do. And she really does care about them.
Yeah, that's
because
good.
If she hears something, or they'll talk to her about something, and, like, if they're saying, like, something with, like, maybe they're going to get into trouble or something, and she's, like, going to help them work it out and figure it out. And, like...
Right. Like, I had this...
really love her.
I mean, I, like, try to be, like, playful with my students. Obviously, I sing to them all the time. So, like, today, this one student, like, had his hood on, and that's, like, against dress code. So I was telling him to take it off, and he was like, I'm so tired. And he just, like, wasn't listening. So then I just, like, started singing to him, and I was like, you gotta take off your hood. Take it off and we'll be good. And I was like, do you need me to keep singing? And then he, like, eventually just was like, he just, like, was smiling so much. Like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's cute because I feel like when are, like, kind of goofy like that with them, like, if I had just been like, take your hood down now, you know, like, probably he would have been a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
But since he kind of is like, okay, you're, like, literally just singing me a song standing at my desk, like, I'm just going to do it because you're so silly. So... But, I mean, it's, like, fun. And it's nice when the kids are open to that. Not all kids are, though, so it depends. I think it's, like, a lot of the culture of the district, too. But we can save this for 2 peas in a podcast.
Yeah, some of them are just so weird. But anyway, they all love her. And then one student did say... Well, one was like, I'm thankful that I love myself and I don't care what people think about me. I was like, cool, girl. And then another girl said, I'm thankful for my education because not everyone has the opportunity to be educated. And I was like, wow. Some of the stuff they said was, like, really sweet.
Yeah,
and she's like, I'm
so
glad
cool.
you guys didn't all just say, like, my phones. And then someone goes, that's what this person said. And she's like, shut up. And he's like, well, you did. I was like...
That's funny.
Ow.
But yeah, I'm thankful for a lot of things we talked about in our gratitude episode. Obviously, we have great friends, great family,
Babies,
great
Zoe.
opportunities, great babies.
This couch.
Sure. For all of its purposes.
Anyway, you can check us out on social medias if you want. At Dear Feet Podcast on Facebook and at Deerfoot Sisters everywhere else. We're the Deerfoot Sisters and we're prancing away.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
I'm thankful for you.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.